नमस्कार दोस्तों, गुड इवनिंग। आप सबका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है आरएनए स्टूडेंट्स डिबेट विद रश्मि सिंह। दोस्तों, today we have the privilege of hosting a panel of esteemed educators with us, and each with the unique approach towards teaching elementary students. दोस्तों, अक्सर हमने सुना होगा कि जो चीजें या जो आदतें हमें बचपन में लग जाती हैं, वो कहीं ना कहीं पूरी जिंदगी भर हमारे साथ रहती हैं। तो इसी से बचपन में सीखी हुई चीज़ों का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है या जो सिग्निफिकेंस है वो हमारी लाइफ में पता चलता है। अगर हम लोग गवर्नमेंट की बात करें तो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ने जितने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स एलिमेंट्री स्टूडेंट्स के साथ किए हैं या उनके करिकुलम के साथ किए हैं, वहीं से हमें पता चलता है कि आखिर किस तरह से ये जो हमारा एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। अगर हम लोग पेरेंट्स की बात करें, आजकल का जो सिनेरियो है, पेरेंट्स इतने एडुकेटेड हैं, इतने समझदार हैं कि वो बचपन से ही अपने बच्चों को कहीं न कहीं किसी स्किल्स में इन्वॉल्व कर देते हैं, ताकि उनकी कॉग्निटिव जो डेवलपमेंट है, वो अच्छे से हो सके। पेरेंट्स का अक्सर एक कंसर्न रहता है कि हमारा बच्चा बहुत अच्छे स्कूल में जाए, जहाँ पे वो बहुत ही अच्छी स्किल्स सीख सके, बहुत अच्छे से ग्रूम हो सके बचपन से ही। इसलिए जो बच्चे हैं उनकी शुरुआती दौर पे ही उनको इतना ज़ोर दिया जाता है उनकी पढ़ाई को लेकर, ताकि बाद में जाके जो उनका बिहेवियर है वो डिज़ायरेबल हो और उनकी ज़िंदगी एक अच्छी ज़िंदगी बीत सके, हम कह सकते हैं। दोस्तों, इसी के साथ आज का जो हमारा गोल है वो है एक्सप्लोर करना डिफरेंट टाइप्स की जो ये मैथोलॉजी है, जो फिलॉसफी है, उसको लेकर। तो इसी के साथ मैं स्क्रीन पे बुलाना चाहूंगी, आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं डॉक्टर राजेंद्र कौर, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर। आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम आसिमा नबी, स्पेशल एजुकेटर एट एज ऑटिज्म श्रीनगर। आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम गजाला नूर खान, फाउंडर ऑफ लिटिल रॉक्स एलिमेंट्री। नमस्कार, आप सबका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आरएनए में।
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Rashmi.
Thank you so much for having me here.
तो बिना ज़्यादा समय लिए मैं सबसे पहले गज़ाला मैम आप ही के पास आना चाहूँगी, आपसे जानना चाहूँगी। एक बहुत ही यूनिक इनिशिएटिव आपने लिया है। सवाल पे जाने से पहले मैं अपनी टीम से रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी कि आखिर वो एक वीडियो प्ले करें जिसमें हमें पता चले कि आखिर किस तरह से मैम पढ़ाते हैं बच्चों को और बच्चे किस तरह से उसको उस अप्रोच को अपनी ज़िंदगी में उतार रहे हैं।
ये यूवल अल्फाबेट है, इसका साउंड है आ।
Good. Up.
आ आ आ अप
Us.
आ। रुको रुको
जल्दी जल्दी.
आ अस ओ आ बस
A. Mm. A. Mm.
आ
Mm.
उम,
क्या हुआ?
आ सम
Good. A. T. Mm.
रुको हटो हटो
जल्दी करो आप. ये बाद में कलेक्ट करो, पहले आप ये करो. A. T.
आ
T.
आ अंट
नहीं, फिर से पढ़ो. A.
आ
T.
नट
Good.
नट
A. B. K.
आ
Good.
Cup.
T.
Cut.
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 ये ना कैटरपिलर वाला cut.
Cut. Cut.
हाँ,
Cut.
cut. Yes. H. A. H. H. Mm.
Mm. Hum.
Good.
T.
A. G. A.
गजाला मैम, बिना ज्यादा समय लिए मैं आप ही के पास आना चाहूंगी और आपसे जानना चाहूंगी, आखिर कहाँ से आपको इंस्पिरेशन मिली इस तरह के एक यूनिक इनिशिएटिव लेने की? गजाला मैम, क्या आप हमें सुन पा रहे हैं? राजेंद्र मैम, क्या आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ जी रश्मि, हाँ जी।
सबसे पहले मैम आपका बहुत-बहुत स्वागत है। तो मैं आप ही से पहला प्रश्न पूछना चाहूंगी, आप ही के पास आना चाहूंगी। आखिर ये जो एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन है, इस पर इतना फोकस क्यों किया जाता है? आखिर क्या इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस है एक बच्चे की लाइफ में?
रश्मि जी, आपने बहुत ही एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन मेरे को पूछा है, और दिस इज रियली वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज I like teaching one of the subject in my B.Ed curriculum, which was titled as Development of Education System in India. So in that subject, there were different stages of education. Like we used to deal with the pre-primary education, with primary education, secondary, and all that. And there were different commissions from time to time, which were all related to this. These different stages of education, and I was just going through the different stages and the different commissions. Most of the commissions were laid on higher education stages, like they were dealing with the secondary education, they were dealing with the other higher education, graduation level, and all that. But the moment this Indian education came into existence, so this commission said, if we want to improve the higher education, so before improving the higher education, first of all we have to deal with the base of that education. And the base of the higher education system is the elementary level, and we need to stress more on elementary education than on higher education, because this is the base of any triangle. There are three pillars, and the base of the system of education is the primary education, which was before these things, that was neglected, especially immediately after independence. After independence, the first ever commission which was set up, it was Radhakrishnan Commission, 1948-49, and in 1950 there was stress on that we have to improve this education, primary education, which is otherwise named as elementary education. Reason being is that this elementary education is the base of education, and most of the students, they drop out at this particular stage. Maybe their parents don't want to send their wards to the schools, or they want that their watch the school should be near to their homes and all that, and dropout rate was maximum in this particular stage. And that was the reason that after independence, 1948-49, when this Radhakrishnan came into existence, it stressed upon that we need to provide free and compulsory education to this elementary level. That was universal, that we have to provide free education and we need to provide compulsory education at least from this 6 to 14 years of age. And since then, more and more stress is laid upon this elementary education, as it is the question which you have raised to me, that why on elementary education? Because we have to see, this is the age where the child needs to be improved, and once this stage of the child is improved, we are least bothered for the higher education, because this is the base. And whatever the behavior, whatever the quality education we need to provide to this stage will be retained forever, because we know that we can change the behavior of any individual and we cannot change the habit of an individual, and behavior turns into habit. And that is why we need to improve the behavior, we need to bring the change in this particular stage, so that whatever the change we want to involve or we want to develop in a child for the later stages, it is to be taken care of in this particular stage only, that is the elementary stage.
बिल्कुल मैम। अक्सर जो बच्चों में जो हैबिट्स हैं वो अगर इसी स्टेज पे डेवलप की जाए तो काफी दूर तक हमें उसका प्रभाव देखने को मिलता है। तो इसी के साथ आसिमा मैं आपके पास आना चाहूंगी और आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी, यू आर अ स्पेशल एजुकेटर, तो
जी।
आखिर वो जो बच्चे होते हैं जो पहले से ही स्पेशल हैं, उनके साथ डील करना, क्या वहां पर भी प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी इस तरह का कुछ सिस्टम होता है? उनके साथ किस लेवल में उस तरह मतलब किस तरह से उनके साथ डील किया जाता है, उसके बारे में बताएं।
जी, फर्स्ट हमें ये देखना है कि स्पेशल एजुकेशन एक्चुअली है क्या? उसके बारे में थोड़ा मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी। तो ये इन इस एजुकेशन को हम लोग स्पेशल नीड एजुकेशन भी कहा जाता है और एडेड एजुकेशन के नाम से भी जाना जाता है एंड एक्सेप्शनल एजुकेशन से भी जाना जाता है और हम लोग अल्टरनेट प्रोविजन से भी इसको जाना जाता है। अब ये है कि हम लोग इन बच्चों को किस तरीके की एजुकेशन या सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं। ओके, सो ये दीज आर दोज चिल्ड्रन जिनकी जो लर्निंग्स जो इम्पैक्ट हुई होती है बिकॉज ऑफ फिजिकल इन डेवलपमेंट या कॉग्निटिव या बिहेवियरल एंड इमोशनल कंडीशन की वजह से। ओके, सो अगर हम बात करेंगे कि व्हाट आर दीज कंडीशंस लाइक कि जिनकी वजह से इन बच्चों को स्पेशल नीड एजुकेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल नॉर्मल अगर हम देखेंगे बात करेंगे तो कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। तो कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट का मतलब होता है कि वेयर देयर प्रॉपर थिंकिंग इज नॉट डेवलप्ड येट, they cannot take the commands as they are supposed to take, they cannot think, they cannot reform the objects, they cannot reason the things the way they are supposed to do it as normal kids do it. Okay, so physical में ये हो जाता है कि their motor skills are not refined properly. All right, and emotional condition में है कि they cannot express, they cannot manage their behaviors, emotions, they cannot show how they are feeling. And if we talk about the last one, which is behavioral, their interaction and social communication skills are not properly developed, so they feel frightened, they feel scared. Fine. So in Ireland, what we do is like, because they are categorized as special education or as special need kids over there. First and foremost thing which is main in Ireland is that they are considered as inclusive. They are not treating them as separate. Okay, they deal them with every children, so they put them with them so that they can learn their social skills, their interaction will be improved slowly, and their behavioral issues which we can see in ADHD students childs, they it will be improved, but for that special educators assist the normal children over there. All right, in Ireland. But as of now, the initially there, like I was working in high care over there. So what they used to do, what we used to do is I was being appointed as special educator, but the normal normal kids were working with them as well. So we don't have for these kids like special kids, we don't have as such initially the primary stage and secondary stage, but we have to focus on their behavioral, for occupational, and for speech, and for the as I said, physiotherapy needs, which we mainly focus on them because they cannot be considered the primary, secondary, and then tertiary levels. All right, so and for them we use certain specific strategies, techniques, wherein these IEP goals will be met, and we do a lot of things so that these in the IEP, I can say that it's an individualized education plan which we make as a special educator. It can be made for a week, for 2 months, for 3 months, depend on the severity of a child, whether it's a severe, whether it's a modern, whether it's a mild. Okay, depends on that category. So as of now, I cannot say that like we work as like we take the admissions for them for primary, secondary as well, but the whole scenario is to observe the unique individualized needs so that we can work as per them, as per their needs.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question
बिल्कुल।
from you. One
Hmm.
question from, because I used to teach special education as one of my subject also in B.Ed curriculum. I used to see from all the books that you are just talking about like physically deviated students or socially deviated students. Aren't the mentally deviated students also come in the category of this exceptional
Yes,
ones?
yes, yes. These
Because
comes under
we,
the criteria.
what I is like the students who are gifted,
Yes.
they do come in the category of this mentally deviated students.
Yes, these are called the mentally retarded students,
No, no,
but
no, no, no. I'm
they
not talking of the retarded ones. I'm talking of the
okay,
students who are gifted.
deviated.
Gifted and talented ma'am is talking about.
For the gifted ones, and they also need special attention because we have to channelize their energy too.
Yes, indeed, true.
So
They come because I
that
have not yet
one of the,
come into the categories.
yes, yes, yes. So that is
Yes.
also one of the to be dealt.
Yes, yes, you are right because I was just talking about these scenarios which I was
Yes,
coming slowly into that mentally
yeah,
deviated students. You're right.
yes, yes.
जी, इसी के साथ गज़ाला मैम मैं आपके पास आना चाहूँगी। आई थिंक मैम दोबारा से डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए हैं। इफ शी कैन हियर मी। गज़ाला मैम क्या आप मुझे सुन सकते हैं?
जी, thank you Rashmi for having me here.
मैम आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क यू कि जिस तरह से अभी हमने वीडियो में भी देखा, आखिर ये इनिशिएटिव क्या है? किस तरह से आपके मन में ये विचार आया और आपने इसको शुरू किया? उसके बारे में बताएँ और क्या प्रोसेस ये रहता है?
Mhm. Basically, I had a dream of opening my own school, and back in 2017, I started working in the educational sector in order to get experience. And I preferably choose higher grades, but later on, I got a chance to teach small kids, and I found it very fascinating. I believe that kids are small kids. They are very naive and raw, and when they come to the school, they come with the clean mindsets. And it is we as a teacher who has to create eternal impressions in their minds, and they are going to carry forward these impressions in the form of mentally, socially, emotionally, physically well developed personalities. But while being in the schools, as I said, that I had worked with a lot of reputed schools in South Kashmir. Where while being in the schools, I just I was little no dissatisfied with the pedagogies and methodologies we were following there in the schools, because the whole curriculum was completely subject centered, and kids were just they were just raised to follow the curriculum, follow the content that is present in the books, and at the end of the year they were prepare about the exams and all. So this thing was a little no it was kind of like I was not satisfied with all this, and I even saw the content that was present in the books, that was completely based on the phonics, sound based learning, where children were supposed to learn the reading and writing through the sounds, but I found that the teachers were not trained there. They were not trained in the same thing, and they at the end of the day they were making kids do the root memorization and just get the ready made available information, and then at the end of the exams they were supposed to write the same on the paper. That was not to some extent developing their logical critical thinking. So these things made me to do a lot of research in the same program like phonics. Uh, here in the phonics, as I said, that we to teach with the help of sounds. So I think this was enough for me to start researching about the thing, and I found it very helpful, very productive, and children were thriving in the reading and writing. So I just thought that it must be a part of the curriculum. We must follow these methodologies. And then after the pandemic, when we switched to the remote teaching and learning, I got a chance, and I was even myself in a motherhood phase. I got a chance to start my own academy, and I even did a certification course, and I started an online academy under the banner of Little Rock Elementary. And Alhamdulillah, I got a good response, and children were thriving in the reading and writing skills. And they were not supposed to go through the rote memorization, the traditional ways of teaching and learning.
That's amazing.
Ji, Ghazala ma'am, I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes,
Am I
you
audible?
are. Yes.
Okay. So my next question is to Rajinder ma'am. मैम अगर हम लोग मेथड्स की बात करें तो मेथड्स तो भरपूर हैं, लेकिन आप एक ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं जहां पर हम लोग बच्चों को सिखाते हैं कि किस तरह से बच्चों को पढ़ाना है। तो आखिर उस इंस्टीट्यूशन में किस तरह की अप्रोच को यूज किया जाता है कि बच्चों को सिखाएं कि वो आगे किस तरह से पढ़ाएं। वहां पर अक्सर जो बच्चे आते हैं वो ग्रेजुएट होते हैं, उनका माइंडसेट जो होता है वो ऑलरेडी बना हुआ होता है। उनके साथ किस तरह से डील किया जाता है कि वो जो ये एलिमेंट्री स्टूडेंट्स जो उनके इन फ्यूचर उनके स्टूडेंट बनने वाले हैं, वो उनको किस तरह की अप्रोच लेकर पढ़ाएं, उसके बारे में बताएं।
थैंक यू रश्मि। बेसिकली रश्मि ऐसा है कि हमारा जो अभी ये बीएड का करिकुलम है, which is of 2 years program, it is basically preparing the pupil teachers for secondary stage. No doubt, whatever we are learning, that at times is applicable to the primary stage too. But when we talk of primary stage as a whole, so whatever the strategies we in B.Ed curriculum or in M.Ed curriculum preparing the students, that is just for the preparation of secondary stage. Like when we prepare the students mostly for 6th class, for 7th class, 8th, ninth, and higher secondary classes. And now we are in a position in our college that we are going to start 4 years integrated teacher education program, uh, otherwise named as ITEP, where the student immediately after completing the 12th class will come to our college, whosoever joins this ITEP course of 4 years. And in that particular course, we as educators will prepare the students for foundation stage also. We'll prepare the students for prep stage also, and then we will prepare, because now education, this new education policy 2020 has formulated its own educational ladder, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So for this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 के accordingly जो national education policy ने new course टीचर एजुकेशन कोर्सेज में, टीचर एजुकेशन कॉलेजेस में स्टार्ट करने के लिए जो एक स्टार्ट किया है, this is just for prepare, and that is again a very new course. This is the course which we really work upon the strategies, the methodologies to be used for especially and exclusively for the elementary stage, because they are preparing the students for the, because we have got the 2 units of 50 each, 1 unit of 50 for foundation stage, where we are preparing the pupil teachers for 5 years age, 5 years students, which is just from 3 to 8, then from 8 to 11. So we have got 2 units each for foundation stage also, as well as for preparatory stage also. So that will be really a course which will be fully devoted to just elementary stage. But yes, whatever we are learning in B.Ed stage, so in B.Ed stage, whatever the strategies, like we are applying different approaches, we are making use of the different skills, Those skills might be like, and how we have to encourage the students, how we have to involve the students, because this is not the time where we can think of one size fitted for everyone. When we think of our own dresses, that was the time, हमारे time पे ऐसा भी होता था, like we used to have one suit my sister had, and we used to share the suits with each other. But now it is not the same. Now one suit for one, another suit for other, because each and everyone has its his or her own fitness. So, similarly, when we talk of these stages of education, when we talk of the individual stage of education, whatever the approach, we cannot say this is the best approach, this is the worst approach, this is good strategy, this is the bad strategy. Every strategy is good and bad, but it all depends upon what the child we have, who is the child we have, for whom we are the teacher, and what the content we are going to deliver. So our content and the student, that is what the student needs, what the potential the student has, what the ability the student has, these things will decide about what strategy we are going to use of. Basically we have 2 3 4 approaches, but when we talk of teaching as an integrated way, then we cannot think that we have to restrict ourselves to the lecture method, or we have to restrict ourselves to the demonstration method, and so on. We have to think as a teacher from holistic point of view, what is the need of the child and what is the demand of the content. Accordingly we have to fix a strategy, because teaching is not like it is rigid. We have to make it flexible, because we have to come down to the level of student, because best teacher is the one who fits into the shoes of the students and feel like them. That is what the strategy should be.
बिल्कुल मैम। आसिमा मैम, मैं आपके पास आना चाहूँगी और आपसे जानना चाहूँगी। जब भी हम लोग स्पेशल बच्चों की बात करते हैं, तो वहाँ पर अक्सर एक चीज़ देखने को मिलती है कि कुछ तो ऐसे होते हैं जिनको जो सामने ही दिख जाते हैं कि दे नीड सम स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ हेल्प। लेकिन कुछ बच्चे ऐसे भी होते हैं जिनको वो स्पेशल हेल्प की ज़रूरत होती है, लेकिन कहीं न कहीं वो बाकी जो भीड़ होती है बच्चों की वहाँ पर खो जाते हैं। और पेरेंट्स भी कहीं न कहीं उन पे इतना ध्यान नहीं देते, और अगर उनको पेरेंट्स को भी बताया जाए कि आपके बच्चे को किसी स्पेशल हेल्प की ज़रूरत है, तो वहाँ पे पेरेंट्स भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिनाई कर देते हैं। तो आखिर उस सिचुएशन को किस तरह से डील करते हैं आप? उसके बारे में बताएँ।
See, actually, what happens is like the awareness is not there, okay, and the acceptance is not also there in special education. People somehow a little awareness has come into the minds of the people as now, but they are not ready to accept that because of the social stigma which is there, which is always there. People keep talking about okay चलो ठीक है स्टिग्मा है चलो कोई मसला नहीं है वो है ये है लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं दे हैव बैक ऑफ द माइंड कि नहीं मेरे बच्चे को अगर ये प्रॉब्लम है किसी को पता नहीं चलनी चाहिए ठीक है सो इस चक्कर में क्या होता है कि इग्नोरेंस हो जाती है बच्चों को देख के जैसे आपने कहा कि कोई कुछ बच्चे होते हैं कि जिनको पहचान के पता चलता है कि इस बच्चे को स्पेशल एजुकेशन की ज़रूरत है। तो उनमें कुछ ऐसे सिम्पटम्स होते हैं जैसे जो डीएसएम 5 का क्राइटेरिया है, जिन्होंने वहाँ पे बताया बताया गया है कि क्या-क्या चीज़ों के देख के मद्देनज़र रख के कि इनको स्पेशल एजुकेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है। और इसके लिए एक क्राइटेरिया इन्होंने सेट रखा है जो जिसको हम डिस्क्रिपेंसी मॉडल कहते हैं। वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि अगर पेरेंट अवेयर नहीं है और उन्होंने बच्चे को छोड़ दिया स्कूल में और मानिए कि वो किसी ना किसी तरीके से आगे बढ़ जाता है क्लास में। अब टीचर जो है वो उसकी अचीवमेंट को देखकर एट उस उसको उस लेवल का अचीवमेंट जो वो लेता है, क्या वो उस लेवल का अचीवमेंट है? वहाँ तक है, अगर नहीं है, तो वहाँ पे टीचर को एक डिसीजन लेना होता है कि ये बच्चे को स्पेशल एजुकेशन की ज़रूरत है। जैसे फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल अगर हम कहेंगे कि किसी बच्चे में जैसे ऑटिज्म स्पेक्ट्रम डिसऑर्डर की बात करेंगे, ये एक न्यूरो डेवलपमेंटल डिसऑर्डर है, ठीक? वहाँ पे क्या होता है बच्चे का इंटरैक्शन, सोशल कम्युनिकेशन skills are not there. They have sensory issues, they have issues with the sound. Some children have taste problems, okay? Their eye coordination is not proper. So what we do that as a special educator, how we help them, we use some kind of activities wherein we prepare the IEP goals, which is called as individualized education plan, which I mentioned in early question, in first question. And then what we do, we first observe, we do the assessments. Okay, तो assessment करके जब हमें लगता है कि on the basis of medical history क्या बच्चे की प्रीमेच्योर बर्थ तो नहीं हुई है, क्या बच्चे का लो बर्थ वेट तो नहीं था, वाज देयर अ बेबी क्राई, या क्या माँ ने ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी के दौरान क्या उसको जेस्टेशनल डायबिटीज तो नहीं था, या क्या वो किसी स्ट्रेस की एंजाइटी की दवाई तो नहीं ले रही थी, बिकॉज दीज आर द कॉजेज बिहाइंड दैट पीपल आर बॉर्न विद दिस न्यूरो डेवलपमेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स. सो और इसके बावजूद भी एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स और जेनेटिक फैक्टर्स भी होते हैं. जैसे अगर हम जेनेटिक बात करेंगे तो उसमें क्या होता है कि आपके फोर फादर्स को था, आपके फादर को है, या आपके सिबलिंग्स को है. और अगर हम बात करेंगे जैसे एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर जो मैंने आपको कहा, प्रीमेच्योर बर्थ या स्ट्रेस है या बाकी चीज है, या मदर स्मोक करती है. आयरलैंड में देखा जाता है कि बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव दिस इस्लामिक लाइक ये कल्चर, व्हाट दे डू, they have alcohol, they do smoke, due to which the babies are born due to these neurodevelopmental disorders. So how we are recognizing that, we do the initial assessment. It's not been recognized initially. कभी कभी मेरे पास ऐसे, आई हैव सीन सो मेनी केसेस वेयर इन द पेरेंट्स कम अप एंड, नहीं मैम पहले तो ऐसा हुआ था, हमारे 2 साल के बच्चे को कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं था, ही वॉज टॉकिंग, ही वॉज वेरी एक्टिव, ही यूज टू रिस्पॉन्ड देयर नेम्स, he used to give the eye contact, but suddenly after 2 years everything vanished, everything got lost, because now this is the stage where it has been recognized that it comes at the age of 2 years. As soon as the baby child gets into the age of 2, so these symptoms will get recognized. So then only you can consult the psychiatrist. There are a lot of scales wherein you can do the assessments, through which like we can use there is a one scale which is called a Vanderbilt scale. Okay, that is used for ADHD, hyperactivity disorders behavioral scale. So if वहां पे अगर स्केल में जो जो क्वेश्चंस लिखे होते हैं वो फुलफिल होते हैं, देन दे आर बीइंग कैटेगराइज्ड. ओके, अच्छा इस बच्चे को ये प्रॉब्लम एडीएचडी. फिर कार्स एक स्केल है जो ऑटिज्म स्पेक्ट्रम डिसऑर्डर के लिए यूज की जाती है. तो वहां पे अगर ये सब चीजें मतलब उनका फुलफिल में रिक्वायरमेंट होता है तो बच्चे को कैटेगराइज किया जाता है कि इसको ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसको ये प्रॉब्लम है. तो अब रही बात यहाँ पे, जैसे मैं लर्निंग एज में हूँ अभी एज अ वॉलंटियर, सो आई हैव नोटिस दैट इनिशियली बच्चे ठीक थे, अच्छे थे, हाई फीवर की वजह से डबल निमोनिया हो गया, ब्रेन डैमेज हो गया, जिसकी वजह से देयर स्पीकिंग पावर वाज लाइक speech mutism was there. So we have lot of therapists in a learning edge where some is giving the speech therapy, some other professionals are giving the behavior therapy, some people are working on their fine and motor skills, and some are doing with the physiotherapy. So special education में क्या होता है, all work we have to coordinate with everyone. Okay, it works coordinately. Not only the teacher has to work, but the parent, the educator and the therapist all have to work together. They have to make the IEPs, and then everyone work together and to achieve this IEP goals, and as well as the adaptive you can say the ADL activities, so that they can be at least independent. They cannot be dependent on someone else. So this way we can, a teacher is the best who can figure out okay, this person has learning disability. So there are the cases of the specific learning disabilities, जैसे dyslexia कहते हैं उनको, dyspraxia. So dyslexia में क्या होता है कि reading writing, these are not proper in them, so they usually see the words in a reverse way. For example, if there is a number 9, तो वो 6 के तरीके से उनको देखेंगे. सो वी यूज लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेटजीज, जैसे कि इंस्ट्रक्शंस, जहाँ पे उनको सिखाया जाता है कि आप इस चीज को जैसे गजाला मैम ने बोला कि हम फोनिक साउंड यूज करते हैं, तो हम आयरलैंड भी हम लोग ऐसे ही यूज करते हैं, सिस्टमैटिक फोनिक इंस्ट्रक्शन. तो उनको क्या क्या पहले वर्ड साउंड से ऑब्जर्व कराते हैं, लाइक नोटिस कराते हैं कि एस एस ए साउंड्स। फिर एनालिटिकल फोनिक्स इंस्ट्रक्शंस यूज करते हैं, तो उनको वहां पे वर्ड्स को जो कि इनिशियल लेटर जैसे हमने उनको सिखाया ए से लेकर जी तक, फिर मिडिल और एंड लेटर्स को हम सिखाते हैं। जैसे अगर ए वर्ड यूज किया, ए साउंड, तो कैट, उस हिसाब के वर्ड्स को हम पकड़ के उनको ये रियलाइज कराते हैं, जैसे कैट, बैट, रैट। तो बीच में जो मिडिल वर्ड ए है ये आ गया। तो फिर दूसरा स्टेज आता है जिसमें एंड अल्फाबेट्स यूज करते हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप कप लोगे, मग लोगे, तो इनसे हम उनको रियलाइज कराते हैं और ऐसे ही सिखाते हैं। सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस जिसकी वजह से ऐसे डिसलेक्सिक और डिसकैल्कुलिया स्टूडेंट्स को हम हेल्प करते ताकि वो अपनी रीडिंग राइटिंग स्किल्स में अचीव कर सके उनके जो गोल्स है वो सब। जी।
बिल्कुल, आसिमा मैम, जिस तरह से आपने कहा कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनकी स्पेशल नीड है, तो ऑफ कोर्स उनको पढ़ाने का तरीका भी बहुत स्पेशल होगा। जिस तरह से अभी आपने बताया कि डिफरेंट डिफरेंट उनकी थेरेपीज रहती हैं, उनको नॉर्मल मेन स्ट्रीम में लाने के लिए। तो गजाला मैम, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि आपका जो पढ़ाने का तरीका है वो टोटली ऑनलाइन मोड पे है। तो आखिर जो बच्चों के पेरेंट्स हैं उनको किस तरह से कन्विंस करते हैं आप, और क्या-क्या परेशानियां देखने को मिलती हैं? क्योंकि अगर हम लोग जब भी ऑनलाइन मोड की बात करें, तो ऑनलाइन के अपने ही साइड इफेक्ट्स हैं। तो आखिर उन सब चीजों को मद्देनजर रखते हुए आप किस तरह से उनसे डील करती हैं, उसके बारे में बताएं।
Basically, if I will talk about urban areas, like parents are getting a lot of awareness now. And as I already told you, that we have now the books that are in the pattern of phonics, where we are supposed to teach our kids reading and writing through the sounds only. And this is completely a systematic way of teaching. And I think the people from urban, the parents from the urban areas, they have the awareness about the importance of this program. And meanwhile, this program has been designed in such a way that no we are not consciously making children, if a child is not interested, we are using those methodologies, those ways of teaching, with the help of which the child finds it very interesting. Okay, and we are not just making it too long also. It is a session of almost 30 to 45 minutes every day. And once a child is done with his teaching and learning, after 15 minutes only he will leave the class. So it works in a that way. And second thing is, it is very interactive. And here, as I said, that it is a fun way platform where children are taught with the help of stories, where I will be narrating them the stories. And the second important thing is, I will be singing them the rhymes, actions. And then after that, a small practice of no reading and writing. And they think like I think like this fascinates kids, and it makes it very interactive and interesting for both the parents and kids. And the parents, as I said, from urban areas, they have this information, they keep track on these what is happening in the schools. Some parents are like that, they keep track on what is happening in the schools and what methodologies they are imparting there. And there are the special cases where a child is dyslexic, as Asma ma'am said. A child is dyslexic, and the parents then look for the solutions. And if they find me, if they see that there is an instructor, there is a tutor, and who is going to help our kids, and I think they will approach. And now there is a little, I am facing a little difficulty for making it no for making the people from the rural areas, the parents from the rural areas, about aware about this program. And I am working very hard. I am working very hard and through this medium, in fact, I think this is the one of the reasons for being in your RNA platform here, so that I would be able to reach out more and more parents. And they will just go through this, they will visit my page, and they will go through this and see how I am teaching the kids, and how interactive and how interesting this program is, and how it is going to help the kids to develop the comprehension in their later life, and it is not something that they have to do the crumbing, they have to do the root memorization without developing the comprehension about the content. So I think when I counsel the parents, when they call me, when they approach me, and I counsel them, and they do research about the program, and they get satisfied with the you know uh, this no results and all, when they see the results also.
Uh, Ghazala ma'am, I'm very
Yes.
much agreed with you, because we have one of the activity in our B.Ed program, visit to innovative school,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I've my B.Ed students to one of the innovative school, which was known as Karen and Barry School. So that school
Mhm.
was just for elementary stage, and you were telling about the storytelling. So that in charge of that particular school, in front of us, she said ki how she used to teach the students about the stories. So what she did, that was really impressing, and really I was thinking that these are the different ways where we can avoid this rote learning and stress upon memorization. Because otherwise, so in earlier stages, what we used to do, once there was a crow, there was this, it was this and that, and we used to memorize all those things. And what I saw there,
And child doesn't even know what it means in their own mother tongue.
yeah, 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 of course,
Yeah,
of course,
I
but
agree with you
all
two both because actually we also do the same way of teaching method in Ireland. We never use the books and all. We play, we do the activities, we show them practically what it
what
is
she did,
saying rather
what
than
she,
mugging up the things. Yes,
yeah,
rather than mugging up the things, we tell them, we feed them into their minds. Like you two, as Rajendra Kaur ma'am also said that one size doesn't fits for all. It doesn't fit for all in here in special education as well, because every student needs is unique and different. If one child's need is like his eye coordination, we have to work on his or her eye coordination. The other students needs will be different,
what she
so
did,
it will
yeah,
be like
And
focusing on the
yes.
concentration
I,
and attention span, right?
Mhm.
So we
okay,
work
so what that
accordingly.
in charge, what that in charge did for that story, she asked one of the small kid to stand up. You just read the one sentence. Once there was a crow, and what
Mhm.
the other one student did, she picked a flashcard, small card from that tray, and she pasted that crow there. Then the student said he was feeling thirsty, flying here and there in the garden and whatever. Then the other student picked the same flashcard from that tray, and she picked the
Complete
pasted there.
demonstration of
So
the
yes,
story.
it
Complete
was
practical
totally the students were
demonstration.
enjoying. So
Mhm.
this
Hmm.
is what really the demand of the hour is. I
And
was
why
so
we are why
appreciative.
yes, and why, ma'am, we are calling it as a foundational stage? Because for me as an educator, I have never focused on academics during the early years. I always keep academics secondary. For me, the I focus on life skills, teaching life skills. If a child is not able to handle himself, if he has not developed his physique properly, if he has not developed hand mind coordination, how he is going to excel in the handwriting? If he has
Of course,
not developed the tactics, the reading skills, how he is going to read independently? If he has
Correct.
not developed the right way of talking, how to talk to others, how he is going to develop socially? So these are the skills that we should initiate, we should develop in a child from the very beginning. And then comes the academics. When we are done with these skills, then academics will follow. It will
of course,
follow. Then
Correct.
a child would be able to do the it's not confined, the education is not confined to reading and writing of letters and numbers only. It is more than that, because later on we don't have to be only doctors and engineers. We have to face the life also. We have to go through a lot of stress and strain, and how we will deal with that situation that time, that is also education, that
that
we
is
have
so
to make a
important.
child prepare for that.
Of
How
course,
to
of
deal
course.
with a
That how
challenging
the concept
situation.
of 3 hours changed into nowadays 8 hours. It's not now 3 hours. So that was reading, writing, and arithmetic. Now it is 8 hours, beyond 3 hours.
Correct.
Yes.
बिल्कुल मैम मैं कहना चाहूँगी I'm sorry for this. एक्चुअली दिस इज द गोल जो आज हम लोग ने क्या बोल सकते हैं, जो आज ने सेट किया था वो यही था कि डिफरेंट फील्ड से या डिफरेंट डिफरेंट जो अप्रोच यूज करके एजुकेटर्स एक ही चीज को पढ़ा रहे हैं, आखिर एक ही चीज को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, उनको एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पर लाना। एंड बिल्कुल ये जो डिस्कशन थी ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग थी। जिस तरह से राजेंद्र मैम ने शुरुआत की, गजाला मैम ने उसको ज्वाइन किया एंड आसिमा मैम ने ऑल्सो अपने जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यूज हैं उसमें रखे। तो राजेंद्र मैम, मैं आपके पास आना चाहूंगी और आपसे जानना चाहूंगी कि अप्रोचेस की हमने बात की, अगर हम लोग करिकुलम की बात करें कि आखिर उन बच्चों को पढ़ाना क्या चाहिए, उनमें ऐसा क्या इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मेथड्स तो हम लोग बहुत सारे यूज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आखिर हमारा अल्टीमेट गोल क्या है, वो करिकुलम क्या होना चाहिए, उसके बारे में बताएं।
Yes, Rashmi, basically ऐसा है कि when we think of the curriculum or the instructional material fixed for these students, again I'll restrict myself to that particular stage that हमें किसको पढ़ाना है. When we'll think of हमें किसको पढ़ाना है, accordingly we have to fix the course of instructions. हमें बच्चे की नीड नंबर 1, हमें सोसाइटी की नीड नंबर 2, हमें बच्चे की उस कम्युनिटी की नीड नंबर 3. ये में 2-3 अपने पॉइंट्स जो हैं ये अपने माइंड में रखने हैं जब हमने उसके लिए कोर्स ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन फिक्स करना है. वी हैव टू सी हमारे बच्चे का क्या लेवल है, एज लेवल क्या है, उसका ग्रेड लेवल क्या है, उसका पिकअप कैसा है, माइंड का उसका क्या पिकअप है, कैसा उसका स्टार्टअप है, किस तरीके का हमने उसको डेवलप करना है. उसके बेस के ऊपर हम, बिकॉज वही मैंने आपको बताया है, वी नीड नॉट टू थिंक अबाउट कि इस बच्चे को हमने ABCD पूरा पढ़ाना है इस पर्टिकुलर स्टेज में, क्योंकि ये 3 साल का है और ये बच्चा
And
जो
it's
है
not
ये
even and it's not even mandatory to start with ABCD. I don't know why
Exactly.
parents are following that sequence of teaching in the ABCD.
Exactly.
yes, yes,
We can at
we have
least teach. Yes, please go ahead.
what the thing is, हमें बच्चे को फिजिकली अलर्ट रखना है, मेंटली अलर्ट रखना है, सोशली. अगर आप बच्चे को ये भी सिखाते हो हाउ टू विश योर पेरेंट्स, हाउ टू
Greetings,
रिस्पेक्ट, हाउ टू
good
वेलकम योर,
manners,
how to say hello to your friends, that is also part of the learning. That is also,
respectful
so
manners.
this is what it is. So curriculum, at least when we think कि हमें क्या curriculum fix करना है, we need not to worry about what curriculum, we have to worry about हमें बच्चे को develop करना है. वो develop करने में उसका जो है not only this fixed curriculum for him, we have to think के अंदर
I
क्या
would like to
values.
I would like to add Miss Rajendra Kaur ma'am as like she's talking like she's indeedly she's saying correct, and I would like to add few more points to her. Like the curriculum is not always starting with ABC, as
Of
Ghazala ma'am
course,
also said. It's like the difference between the developed countries and the developing countries is a discipline. What we are teaching over there is how you have to be in a queue, what are the good
yes,
manners of eating,
yes,
how you
How
yes,
to
have to
wait
wake
for
up at
your
what
turn.
time.
Yes.
Yes, and how you have to do the tidy up things because teachers are not doing the
yes,
any cleaning over there. We tell
yes,
them
yes,
it's the tidy up time, go get, they take the commands, they
You
responded,
know,
and then
I
clean it.
I seriously feel pity over the parents who, from the very beginning of the stage, like their kids are only 2 to 3 years or 4 years, they say that, ma'am, you know what? Somebody, some person like ABCD, he said that your child is hyperactive. He is this, he is like that. See, some kids are very active. They are having lot of their mental energy, and they want to utilize it in a day that we have to channelize it in a positive direction. But what we as a parents are doing in our at our own homes, like in our own homes, Do we provide them those activities where they are going to vent out all their mental
Yes,
frustration?
energy.
So what we do when from the conception of a child, when a child is not yet born, we just start planning in which
Yes,
reputed
yes.
school we
Trying
are
to
going to
become a
enroll.
True.
We
doctor or
just
an
skip
engineer.
our parenting part. We just totally skip our parenting part. We are not shouldering our own responsibilities as a parent. So it's not always the teacher. We should first try to counsel the parents also, or they
Of
should at
course.
least
Absolutely.
they
Absolutely.
should
Absolutely.
at least make some efforts to get involved in the
Engage
development of their
development.
child, in raising, in bringing up their child. It's not wholly
Yes.
and solely the responsibility of the schools and teachers. That is the second phase. The first
Hmm.
phase, that I think if you are a responsible parent, I think most of the things are done even at the home level only.
At the home
Of
So
level.
you
course.
don't
Yes.
have to wait for the school. And the time you are, since the time you are waiting for the school to get him enrolled in any school, till then we just miss that, we just skip that phase when they had a great chance of learning. Because when we provide them productive experiences, those repeated experiences create pathways in their brains. Those pathways get strengthened when we provide them repeated experiences, and then these experiences turn into the habits.
Of
And
course. Of course.
when a child at house is not no he is not taught how to inhibit, how to control his own impulses, how to be very empathetic
Possibility.
towards others, how to wait for their turns, how to delay gratification, then when they are going to learn these things, because it is during the foundational years only that is going to affect their later whole personality, whole life.
But
In nutshell, it
unfortunately,
that
parents are
communication is more important
yes. But
before
They
unfortunately,
are
starting
not
parents are not
recognizing,
aware.
they are not recognizing, they are not shouldering their own responsibilities as a
yes,
parents.
absolutely,
They
because I
are
Yes,
have seen
solely
because
and solely,
it's
they are just waiting for the phase when they are going to enroll their kids in the school.
yeah,
of course
but
I have
it's
seen
because
the
there's a
parents
lot of
arguing with the
um,
teachers कि मेरी फ्रेंड का बच्चा है वो ए फॉर एप्पल भी बोल रहा है वो प्लस माइनस का सम भी कर
they're
रहा है और
comparing
मेरा
their
बच्चा
And
kids
we
to
just
other.
we just share we
वो
just
सिचुएशन
share for these things when a child is able to say A for apple, B for boy, or
yes
he is able to speak up A to Z letters. But this is
yes
of no use.
no
There is no
use no
research
Exactly.
backing the idea that making a child learn A to Z will make him something, no, achieve big in the life.
yes yes
Exactly. There's a lot of comparison and lot of unfortunate is that people are not, as I said, that there are a lot of lack of awareness and lack of knowledge. They start
If your
comparing with
child,
the
if you are
other
see,
child.
if you are a parent, if you are a parent, you have kids at home, and if you are a homemaker, you are a mother, and if you are cooking, involve your child in that. He will learn the hand-mind coordination also while stirring that, no, with the ladle, the cooking, the food in the pot.
Gazala ma'am, you know
And
that
if
Gazala
we do
ma'am,
this, we do this as a therapy
I'm
as
sorry
well.
टू इंटरवीन यू बट एक कमेंट हमें यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहा है। कमेंट पे मैम लिखते हैं, शापिया शमीम भट्टी जी ने लिखा है, one important thing to note is that all the academians are working in isolation. It would be more productive if done in coordination and collaboration. तो
that
इस पर
is
आप क्या
what,
कहना
yes,
चाहेंगी?
that is
And
what
there is
I
one
am
more thing,
telling.
one more.
I want
All
all
the
the parents
academians
to
should
come
work in
forward.
coordination and
Yes,
collaboration so as to
exactly.
make it
There,
fruitful and to achieve the aim of NEP. Working in isolation is of no use.
that is
that's
Ji
what
ma'am.
that is schools are trying hard to do it in collaboration with the parents. Even the parents need to recognize their own duties and responsibilities. I think the first 3 or 4 years are enough for a child to develop all the skills that will help them to become a good, to have to just get a good academic achievement in the later years of life. It is not only
that is
about
that is
1, 2, 3, 4 and
that
ABCD.
is what we have one of very important topic in our B.Ed curriculum, school and community relationship.
Yes,
For the
exactly.
smooth transition of the student, school in isolation cannot function. It has to have relation with the community. That is true.
Exactly. I am a mother. I have, mashallah, two beautiful kids. One just turned 3, and another one is 2 year old. They have a lot of difference. As ma'am also said, there is unique, no individual. If every child is unique in himself or herself, there are a lot of individual differences. So my elder one is very calm, very composed child, very sober, and my little one is, she is very, what I will
Active,
say, hyper. Yes, hyper.
active.
But the thing is, I am trying a lot to channelize the abilities of both the kids.
Of course.
And I have reached to a point where I feel like I have tamed the little one. She is now in my, it's not something that I'm controlling her, but I am setting the limits. If we won't be able to set the limits and boundaries for our kids, then how come later on they would be able to recognize, to differentiate between the right and wrong? So
Perfect.
I am trying to tame her accordingly. No matter, no doubt, for the elder one, I didn't, like, he was of that nature that I didn't work hard much. But for the younger one, she is a different, she is like, somehow little hyper. So I am dealing with her accordingly. I am trying to involve her. I am trying to utilize her, channelize her mental energies.
Yes, correct.
So
Because
we always
गजाला मैम,
focus on,
आई वुड लाइक टू
yes.
आस्क यू वन क्वेश्चन। आप बात कर रहे थे मेंटल एबिलिटीज की।
Mhm.
ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स की अगर हम लोग बात करें तो जब एक बच्चा होता है उसकी साइकोलॉजी की अगर हम बात करें, बिकॉज ऐसे जब बच्चे को हम लोग कहीं पे भी किंडरगार्टन या कहीं पर भेजते हैं तो अक्सर देखा जाता है वन टू वन इंटरेक्शन होती है टीचर के साथ, वो फिजिकल टच, वो इमोशनल जो बॉन्ड बनता है, क्या ऑनलाइन वो बॉन्ड बनाना कितना इजी या डिफिकल्ट होता है, उसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगी? And I want a
I
point
think
of view
that
from Rajendra ma'am also.
Mhm.
जी,
I think that purely depends on your own teaching skills, how good you are at teaching, how no artistic you are with your own profession. Like I have kids who desperately wait for my class, and they really enjoy the class. And you can go and ask their parents also. And there are the parents who didn't only join this program only for this reading and writing skills to get developed in the children. They just joined it only because they, as per them, their kids are very shy. Okay, they are not able to speak in my program. They just speak their heart out there, and they get a chance to be with diverse kids. I mashallah got kids from different states also, even from Saudi Arabia also. So they get a chance to get indulged with different different personalities, different natures. So I think it is helping them lot.
जी, राजेंद्र मैम आपका क्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू रहेगा?
रश्मि, ऐसा है कि ये इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग की जो आप कंसर्न बोल रहे हो, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट इन सेइंग कि ऑनलाइन मोड से इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग थोड़ा सा मेंटेन करना डिफिकल्ट है। बट मैं ये कहूंगी कि अगेन टीचर के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, हाउ सीरियस इज द टीचर, हाउ कमिटेड इज द
When
टीचर,
I
हाउ
when
डेडिकेटेड
I
इज द।
wear this hat, when I wear this hat and I put few puppets in my hand, they really enjoy it, like seeing my face every day.
एंड
actually, I
मोस्टली
think children
व्हाट
nowadays use more screen timings and they enjoy more screen timing rather than being in a physical, in
And
person. Yes.
when they are already using the screen, why not
Mm.
to use it in a productive way?
Exactly. Rather than showing them in different ways, you can use it in a productive way so that you can make the bond with them. Because as we have come across with the pandemic as well, that time people used
Yes.
to, deliberately
Huh.
we
I
have
had
to do the
cases. I had
adjustments.
cases from the pandemic only. Like there were the students who reached to their secondary level. Now, no, not secondary. They are now in the grade primary. They are in the grade 3, 4, 5, and they still have so much difficulty in with their reading and writing. It all happened because of the pandemic, because parents, not neither parents nor the teachers nor the students, they were not able to know the value of digitalization, how to use this platform in a productive way.
Exactly.
बिल्कुल, शापिया शमीम भट्टी जी का एक और कमेंट हमें देखने को मिल रहा है। मैम सेड एग्री, We as teachers need to shoulder the responsibility of educating the parents by indulging them more into schools, and time to time exchange of information is very much necessary.
Yes.
राजेंद्र
Information
मैम
and
क्या कहना
I
चाहेंगे
awareness
think
is
आप?
very much
we should
necessary.
provide the counselors, and we should always keep. And I think every school is having now the counselors that can always know on daily basis they just counsel the parents regarding their children, regarding their unique abilities, whether a child is gifted or talented, whether he is poor or facing any difficulty. So there are the people who are communicating and who are in touch with the parents.
Actually,
Now it
whenever I
always
also
depends
do
on the
counseling
school
to the
also.
parents of these
It
special
also
kids,
depends on the
I came across with those parents who have actually left their jobs so to become aware and educated regarding this field, and so that they can help them at
I
their
also
home.
left my job. I also left because I I believe that this postpartum phase, motherhood phase, is so much vulnerable phase, and if I could not be a great parent, I never would be a great teacher. Okay, so I myself left that job, and now I am in my home raising my two kids,
Especially
and
mother
I
is a
am
great
focusing on their fundamental development.
Very good.
mother is a great
That's
teacher.
great.
Yes. Yes.
Mother is the best teacher. She can, provide a better education and better discipline to their kids, along with the teachers if they can work in a coordinated way.
Yes, absolutely.
Asima ma'am, Ghazala ma'am, and Rajedar ma'am, indeed it is a very interactive session, but बिल्कुल जो टाइम है, बातें तो बहुत हैं अभी करने वाली, बहुत सारे डिस्कशन अभी बाकी हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं ये जो समय है वो हमें इजाजत नहीं दे रहा है कि हम इसको और आगे लेकर जाएं। तो इसी के साथ मैं आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहती हूँ कि आपने अपना कीमती समय हमें दिया और हमारे साथ जुड़े। धन्यवाद राजेंद्र मैम, गजाला मैम
Thank
एंड नासिमा मैम हमारे साथ जुड़ने के
Thank you
लिए।
so much.
thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
दोस्तों, आज हमारे साथ जुड़े थे डॉक्टर राजेंद्र कौर, आसिमा जी और गजाला मैम। हमने डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस के बारे में जाना, डिफरेंट मेथोडोलॉजी के बारे में जाना, डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव और डिफरेंट फील्ड से जाना कि आखिर किस तरह से बच्चों को पढ़ाया जाता है। और कई सारे आपके जो कमेंट्स हैं, वो कमेंट्स के थ्रू आप क्या सोच रहे हैं, आपके जो विचार हैं वो हमें जानने को मिले। तो इसी के साथ मैं आप सबका बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी कि आप हमारे साथ जुड़े और अपने विचार हमारे साथ साझा किए। आगे भी जुड़े रहें और इसी तरह से बातचीत करते रहें। इसी के साथ धन्यवाद, हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। देखते रहें आरएनए।